What's up? Welcome to Esopode 4 of Worn Out and Wired, conversation about everything and nothing with me, Rolby, and her, Jessika. And today it's going to be a short but fun one. It's going to be fun. Right, Jessika? It's going to be fun.
Delectable.
It's pretty simple what we have to talk about today. We're going to talk about UFOs and stuff like that real quick, you know? You have a UFO party to go to. Yeah. So we're just going to, talk about a few things. I have something to show you towards the end. That's it. To me, it's super interesting. Like, I don't know if it's real or not, but it blows my mind, and I found it and I had to save it, and I was like, I'm going to use this for an episode, and this is the freaking episode. Sorry, this is the freaking episode. I have to bleep that one out. To start off though, like, do you believe in aliens? Like, honestly, do you believe in aliens? Do you think there have been aliens that have come here? Like, not just do you believe in, like, whatever, but like, do you believe in aliens that have come here?
I want to say yes, but I also don't want to say yes because just the reality of it scares the shit out of me.
It's scary? Scary to you?
Because it's like, I don't know. I think I've seen too many horror movies or like thriller movies where aliens are just coming to invade and
trying to do bad things.
Yeah, like I don't think that they're like, if they're making the whole ass trip over here, they're not just gonna be like, oh yeah, like let's go to the mall together, let's do each other's nails. Like, well, I don't think that they're coming,
for fun,
just to chill.
But that's the thing. I feel like they have been here, and if they have been here, it's like they could have already done stuff. They could have easily
They could have infiltrated.
Yeah, they could have if they haven't already.
I wonder if like mermaids
are aliens.
Or I don't know. Just saying.
Did y'all see the Little Mermaid movie? Aliens. Aliens. Straight up.
Like if you think about aliens as like Avatar, like the movie Avatar.
No, I'm thinking of aliens from either a different dimension like or a different planet.
Type of alien.
Like people like.
Because I like the Avatar type of aliens. Like.
Well, they're not really. Those aren't really aliens. Do they live on Earth?
No.
Do they live in?
And that's why I like them.
But they're not in space.
Because they just stay over there.
They're not in space though. Avatar.
Yeah, they are.
They're in space.
It's in space. It's in a different planet.
I missed that part, I guess.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
It's not here in Earth. It's not here.
I thought they were like in a different dimension.
Not. It's not a different dimension. Maybe
interdimensional beings.
What are you talking about? There's humans in it.
Yeah, like they traveled to it, and that's how they get to it. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, okay, so you're following what I'm saying.
All right. Oh
my God, this dude.
So
man.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because recently there was a hearing where a whistleblower and a few other people came out and talked about it and basically confirmed that the government has recovered crashed like UAPs, which are just the new version of like UFO. It's a unidentified anomaly phenomenon, something like that. I forget, but anyway, it just means that they could be underwater. It's not just coming from the air, like coming from like space. It's like they could be anywhere, so they had to change it. But this guy has been like vetted. He's not just some lunatic, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And the people that have come out and like there's been all these UFO sightings.
I haven't seen anything, but
yeah,
because I've been studying for boards.
Yeah, I've been wanting to show you, and I think one of these episodes I want to like watch some of this stuff and have you react to it because I think it'd be crazy, and I want to watch some of it too. But I've seen when like 2 years ago when they first started releasing, like the Pentagon started releasing stuff, me and my friend were all about it. Like we wanted to watch all the stuff because we always would see UFO sightings and all the videos, and they look kind of crappy because they're always taken from like jet fighters or like other things, and like you don't know if they're real. They were just out on the internet. No, but the Pentagon is literally like the government has confirmed that especially like those certain ones that we were watching were real. Like they were taken by real military personnel, and that the people that were following the UFO were indeed like credible people, and they were like freaking out. And there's one video of like this little tic tac. It's a white little tic tac, and it's just moving super fast, like warp speed, just like going right above the ocean. And they started like,
I think I saw that.
Yeah, they start following and stuff. The only thing is you're looking at it through like the radar, so it's like not the best, it's not HD. It's just like this crappy little thing, but it's real. And then like they were saying how it's going in and out of the water and just moving, just like
I believe about aliens and that. I believe aliens do exist.
I broke you.
Cause I'm a biologist. Okay, so like I have to just by default
assume that there are. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like the universe is too big to be like, no, we're the only ones.
Yeah.
And
but at the same time, if they're coming over here, like I just imagine like we're just dumb in comparison to aliens.
We probably are.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
because if they're traveling here in all these vehicles that have like crazy propulsion and stuff and crazy ways of moving, I'm like they're way more advanced.
Way more advanced than our technology. Yeah. Probably makes our technology seem like a little bitch.
So yeah, like they basically during that hearing, they talked about how the government has recovered
an
vehicles.
An actual alien.
Person. Yeah, no. Well, first they've recovered crashed UAPs, so crashed vehicles. And some of them had biologics in them. So basically they're trying to say like they had aliens in them or like beings in them. And
if that's true, then that's like...
It's crazy.
That's a lot for my little brain, my dumb brain.
Oh.
I don't know if I would want... Like...
Got my blue light.
Like, I don't know if I would want... I don't know if I would want to see an alien. It would freak me out too much.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting. So I'm gonna get to that though. The
wheels are turning in my brain.
I know that's why I think this is so interesting. I've been into UFOs since I was a little kid. You said
that you were gonna say I've been so into you.
I've been we have more important matters to deal with right now.
Sorry.
I've been into UFOs since I was a little kid. I remember having like VHS tapes of this show called Sightings where they would go over like different UFO sightings and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like I've been into this since I was really young.
I used to watch kind of sort of those things.
Yeah, like all the weird like crazy stuff like that. I was really into. But so I'd
rather watch things about aliens than ghosts, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's too, like...
That's too scary.
That's too close to home.
Yeah, exactly. Like, aliens, they gotta come and visit me. Like, ghosts, they could just be, like, here, just chilling.
Yeah, so... Why do you do this to me?
So, anyway, it's pretty crazy. Because if you start getting into it, there's nothing there, I don't think, at least.
Crazy.
So I don't even remember what I was saying now, but anyway, so they've recovered that. They've basically tried to reverse engineer these UAPs, and then there's like programs, like very secret programs that are doing that. And this guy has confirmed it and has like all these witnesses that he's talked to, and people don't want to come out, of course, because it's like the stigma around.
You're gonna be like a quack.
You're gonna be the crazy person who's like coming out as.
I don't know. I like to give everyone a fighting chance, and I like to hear people's perspective and like.
Yeah, but if you work for the government and you do that, people are just gonna think you're crazy.
I know.
What do you got there?
It's like.
Oh. Some makeup.
Wiping some makeup off.
Yeah, so I know that's the thing. So they've made like they actually have something that protects whistleblowers now when it comes to that. Yeah. Because they need to talk about it. Like basically they had this hearing because it's really important for the government to be open about it, and like it's becoming more of a thing. Like 2 years ago or a couple years ago, they released some stuff. They finally said like, yeah, those videos are real, and like that we have no idea what the heck those flying things were, and there's multiple ones. And then this hearing was all about this guy talking in front of like the government, talking about this, so it's pretty crazy, and it's a little scary, but it's also like interesting. I know we're gonna watch it because I haven't watched it. I've just watched like highlights of it or like people talking about it, and then I've been like looking up articles about like what were the main points, so it's but I've also watched a lot of like ridiculous podcasts about it, and like Joe Rogan had some people on that were talking about it, and it was really interesting and all these people are just basically talking about how credible the whistleblower is and how credible certain people are in that community.
Yeah.
And just to like reaffirm that like they're not crazy, you know, because it's like you hear that and you're like, oh, this guy's just crazy. But no, he's like literally talking about this stuff, and he's talked to other people in the military, and they've all come out and said it, but not publicly. And the crazier part about it is he's allowed to say certain things, like on the Joe Rogan thing I was watching, they were talking about when he was talking, he had his lawyer close to him, and his lawyer would always be aware of like what he's saying, because he's allowed to say certain things and he's not allowed to say other things.
I would want to know what he's not allowed to say.
We all want to know. So like there's certain things where like you know, I forgot one of the things that he wasn't allowed to say, but he says it in the hearing. Like he'll be like, I cannot disclose that information at this time. Oh. He doesn't say yes or no. He just says to their questions, he's just straight up like, I can't talk about that. You will know in the future. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy because they just started. I mean,
eventually, like I feel like we'll all kind of. You know, like some people find out about certain things like later on that happened back in the day, and then we're like, oh, how did people not know? Or like, I think that this is one of those things.
Yeah, we're like 50 years from now, people are gonna be like, of
yeah,
course,
aliens exist. Why people think that like they don't exist?
Well, yeah, because they had like the Roswell crash. Like that's what I was looking up when I was young, like where they had a crash landing, and then there was supposedly there was like aliens that were there, and there was like witnesses and stuff. But then like they just basically just blew it up. Like they were just
Thor.
There's a story, yeah, right?
Just, you know, New Mexico.
Yeah, they found a hammer, and then, no, but, so they basically were just like, no, it was a weather balloon. Like, it was like a...
Like a Chinese one?
No, that's the recent one.
That's the recent.
So anyway, okay, so now we've kind of, like, gone over that a little bit, you know, because in the future I do want to talk about this and do a little more. So now you know, there's a hearing, they've admitted that there's aliens, you know, it's pretty crazy.
He's just filling me in because I don't...
Yeah, she's too busy. She's too busy with other stuff, and that's kind of like where I like the weird stuff. Like we were just watching videos about the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And you were like, "What the hell?" Like you were, and like,
wait for that video.
Yeah, I love it. I love all that kind of stuff because you never know, and it's interesting. So it tickles my brain a bit. So
you tickle my brain.
What would you do if aliens came? Like, do you think you'd be scared, or do you think you'd be more intrigued?
Yeah, man. I mean, like.
Obviously, if they came...
I'm intrigued, but, I mean, why would you travel all the way over here if you're not trying to, like, conquer another world?
What if they're trying to save us?
Like, if we're going somewhere else, like, if humans were like, oh, yeah, like, I'm gonna go take over this freaking planet that's, like...
Well, that's the thing, because humans are freaking...
Yeah, like...
We're barbaric.
Yeah, so we're like, oh... I don't know, I just can't see it because we're human, so it's like we're built to just take over other lands and stuff,
like conquer people. Yeah, conquer stuff. So I think if they were to come, because they've seen a lot of UFOs, and there's a lot of UFO sightings where there's like nuclear plants and where there's military stuff. Like there's a lot of military bases that have witnessed UFOs, watching them multiple times.
What?
Yeah, like
watching them. How?
Like they'll see the same lights and the same like things like in the sky that they can't explain, and they'll be like, "Oh, those are," and a lot of stuff has to do.
But not like on the ground, like.
No, not like that. Not just like.
What you doing over there?
Yeah, no. More like in the air. Like they just like they'll see the same things and like.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I'm like, yo.
But on a consistent basis for a little while, and then especially like those tank. I don't know what they're called, but like where the jets take off from the water.
I wonder if they like think that we're cute. Like I wonder if aliens are like they'll look down and they'll be like,
"That's so
they're
funny."
They're so cute, like little ants.
I just watching a podcast and they were talking about that. Like, would you be an alien pet? Be like, I would be the best pet. But okay.
No, I don't want to be a pet.
I know, I'd be scary. So you don't. But do you think you would freak out, like if they came, or do you think you would just be like interested in it?
Realistically, to paint the picture.
Yeah.
There's freaking aliens coming
down.
It's on the
news. Not in front of you, but on the news.
First thing I'm getting is a gun.
See, this is why we're messed up. A gun's probably not going to do anything to them, and if they did,
what do you mean it's not going to do anything to them?
Well, I'm sure you can.
I'll figure out. I'll figure out where it's gonna get killed.
That's so funny.
A gun will probably do the trick. Okay. I'm just saying, or a taser. I don't freaking know.
See, I mean, I feel like I'd be so interested, and I would just be like glued to the TV and trying to figure out what's going on.
I'll construct. I mean, the good thing is that we're so overpopulated that they, you know. I don't know. Unless they like reproduce like crazy too, then.
Or they could just come in crazy amounts because their planet is huge, or wherever they're coming from is huge.
I don't know.
And then one of the things is they could be interdimensional, so they could like. And that was one of
like freaking what's that movie that we were talking
You're
about?
holding the mic so close to your face. That's why you were so loud in the last one.
What, like the Jumper.
I guess I've never seen it. So we'll have to watch that. So yeah, basically
where he like kind of teleports.
Yeah, you can like slip in and out of different dimensions. And
well, it's the same dimension. He's just traveling.
Oh well, no. So like this is more
but
of like
in and out of dimensions. That's crazy.
well, like that's
I can't.
They think like that's maybe how they can move so fast because they're like slipping into like something like some of them, it's either a cloaking device or they're like slipping.
Like Harry Potter.
Kinda, yeah, where they can like because
Harry Potter just the cloak is just.
There's been instances of like a ship moving and then disappearing and then being like 60 miles within like farther in like a second, like within a second.
That's.
I know, it's pretty crazy. It's
you
so
see,
overwhelming.
It's just like our brain does seem so like simple-minded when you paint it in that way. Like, oh yeah, multiple. What is it? What did you say?
Interdimensional.
Yeah.
Like interdimensional beings. Yeah, it's super interesting.
Different
and it's,
dimensions.
It's extremely overwhelming.
Can your brain really like wrap that concept around? I can't.
Yeah, it's like slipping just, in between the covers, you know what I mean? Like we're
I
living
get
in
that,
like different.
But like, do I?
That's like the Mandela effect, where like suddenly, or someone
like I believe
time traveled and like messed up something, and then little things changed.
It's so strange.
I know, it's crazy. I'm boggling your mind right now.
Another me.
So yeah, so you'd probably be more hostile. And
my other me would still be so confused.
You'd probably be a little hostile if they came, right?
Oh, for sure.
You'd be a little.
I'm going out with a bang.
Yeah, and I feel like I wouldn't like submit to them, but I would still be like, I want to know what's going on.
I would just go into like survival mode.
You
like
know,
fight or flight. Like I know like. You know, if they started killing off people, I would probably be like one of the last ones. You know what I'm saying?
Because you'd be hiding under the bed, just like
I would just figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I would go underground.
Oh, you see, this is when like bunkers are like.
Yes. Screw nuclear war. I'm more worried about aliens coming. I want a bunker. I want an alien bunker. So you would feel like it seems, because like my next question was like, would you feel like they're gonna be peaceful or aggressive?
Nah, those bitches coming for blood.
Yeah, I feel like you already stated that you think that.
Like why? Why else would you like?
I think they would be peaceful. I think they would come and basically
like what, want to like keep us as pets?
No, try to help us because we're gonna ruin the planet. We're like creating nuclear bombs which could ruin the planet in an instant. You know what I mean?
I just can't picture that.
So like that's why they go. I think that's why they go and they monitor things like that, because they're like, let's see how far along they are. Like, oof, they're these little animals are gonna. If
they're more advanced, maybe they're more advanced emotionally and intellectually
and they're
to
peaceful.
Be like, y'all are screwing up. All you need is love. Here you go. New planet.
It's just the Beatles. They're just like, amen. Stop doing that, please. So yeah, you'd feel like they're aggressive. I feel like they'd be peaceful. I feel like if they could, they would have already done some crazy stuff if they weren't and they were coming and checking up. Like they're not just waiting to like oh, let's do it, you know.
That's what it seems like.
Or they're just coming like on a joyride. They come to, you know,
like kind of like a Disney World.
Yeah, they're like, let's go.
Like let's just stop by Earth
and see what's going on now. Weird planet. On?
They're kind of like blowing it up, but whatever.
Yeah. What if they were sexy?
If aliens were sexy?
What if they came down, they were super sexy?
You would have sex with them?
Yeah, like they weren't like humans, but you were like
some avatars?
Kinda, you were just like, damn.
Like the chick from Avatar, she could get it.
So
the one that's played by Zoe, I think that's...
I don't know anything about Avatar. I just watched
the main chick.
I just watched
She's hot. She could get it.
Oh my god.
I'd tie up my little thing with her thing. We'd have...
All right, PG.
Well,
PG.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna bleep that all out. Make people wonder what she said, because I heard it, and I'm gonna have to think about it for the rest of the night.
No regrets.
So, would you hook up with an alien? So you would hook up with.
I just admitted to. I mean, if The alien looked like her.
And they were cool. Like, they spoke English. And
Mike
they were just
Sully's
like...
wife.
They just, like, came down just to be like, what's up?
Suck my...
Baby. Anyways, yeah, so...
Okay, anyways,
I don't know if I would.
You're gonna have a great time editing this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I need to fix my makeup. Oh man, this shit's funny. Okay.
You look like an alien right now. If the aliens came, they would want you.
They'd love my sparkly makeup.
I wonder if they could see it if it's too bright. I'm sure you could see it.
No, I'm sure you could see it.
HD. So yeah, have you ever seen a UFO, or have any of your friends ever? No, right?
I'm too busy looking at my freaking books, freaking studying this entire time. 13 years into it.
One time I thought I saw a UFO.
What?
And we watched it for a while, and me and my friends were freaking out.
What?
Yeah, and I think it was only one friend with me. And it ended up
Were you high?
I mean, at that point, I was like always smoking, but it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like when you see something in the sky, it's not like you're hallucinating when you smoke weed. You're just kind of like you're vibing. So you're just like, whoa, bro. But
did y'all see that?
It was one of those lantern things that you light the candle and it floats. And we just saw it, and the wind kept picking it up and changing direction a bit, and we realized it when it just kind of like kept going, and it was like moderate speed. But the first time I saw one, I was driving.
I hate those things.
Yeah, first time I saw one, I was driving, and so we were just following it until we had to get to our destination. So we were just like, I turned and I was like, yo, that was crazy. Wonder what that was. And then we saw the same thing again the same week, and that's when I put it together. I was like, I think that's just one of those lantern things. Because it didn't do anything crazy. It didn't like zip off, and it just kind of like kept going. And I noticed it was kind of moving like with the wind. So I was like, that's not a UFO, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry for that.
I'm sorry for your loss. My friend has told me he works on yachts. So when he's out on the water, he has also stoner. But
coincidence. The truth comes out.
But I feel like if like some people are just too stubborn to be like, nah, that wasn't anything, whatever. But like, so, my friends are more into that, so they like if they see something, they're gonna be like, yo, what was that? So he's I don't talk to him often, but when he talked about it, he said he saw multiple times things coming out of the ocean, like lights like shooting out of the ocean. And he'd be out for, weeks. I don't know how long he'd be out for, but he'd be out in the middle of nowhere on a yacht.
My ex never saw that, and she worked on yachts.
And she wasn't a stoner. See? Well, okay. Anyway, though. But yeah, so I've never really had anyone tell me anything credible that I really believed, except for... him. Like, I was like, when he told me that, I was like, man, I could see it, because he was like that. He was like visibly shooketh. Like, he looked crazy. Like, when he would talk about it, he kind of like was a little scared, and he'd be like, that was crazy. It was insane. Would aliens be wearing shoes? We're getting down to the real questions, the things people want to know. What if you saw
Why would you wear shoes?
Right? Do you feel like they'd be wearing shoes or clothes?
I feel like we shouldn't even be wearing shoes or clothes.
Yeah, we'd have those big, strong feet if we didn't wear shoes all the time.
Your feet are supposed to be like barefoot technically, but you ain't catching my feet barefoot. That's for sure.
I ain't letting these dogs out. Let me tell you something. I skated my whole life. They hurt.
They got calluses. No, the aliens would just walk around with their little cute calluses.
Right? I feel like they would have like...
They'd be like, y'all are weird. What you got?
Do you think they'd be wearing clothes?
No. Why would they be wearing clothes?
Just outright? Isn't that weird?
Why?
That like something.
Why are we wearing clothes? Comment below.
Comment below. Why do you wear clothes?
Why do you wear clothes?
We're gonna have the nudists are gonna find this. They'll be like, exactly.
Audience. I mean, no judgment here.
We'll take any. We'll take any of you guys. So yeah, so that is true, because even though they're advanced, I feel like they wouldn't be wearing clothes.
It's like they would just
exist.
They really would look at us and be like, "You dumb." Like, what are you doing? Why are you covering your little ding-a-ling?
Yeah, I know. I wonder.
Set it free.
It's perfectly average size, though. It's not little.
and then like, would they even have genitals? I don't know.
I know, right? Because
like,
when we picture,
like, what if they just like, I don't know, cut off like an appendage of some sort, and then it just grows into another freaking alien. Do you see what I'm saying? The options are endless.
Yeah, when you start
if you really start like letting your mind wander.
I know, because some people think that aliens are us, but more like from the past, like basically the Earth has been here for longer than we think, and they were here first, and then
they bounced.
They dipped out, like they were part of like So
I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a theory.
Yeah, it's
like the Big Bang like broke off like a chunk of the Earth, and then it went flying out into orbit somewhere with a bunch of people on it.
No, the Big Bang created the art stuff. So like.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, wait a second, what? The Big Bang just like came and blew up.
You can tell that I've been studying too much because I'm like, wait.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, we're talking about aliens having shoes, so it's not a very intelligent podcast anyway. So yeah, I feel like they'd be naked, right? Naked, pretty much.
I didn't mean the Big Bang. I meant like
something like a comet or something, or meteor came and like.
Guys, I'm so tired. Okay.
Yeah, no, like, I swear, she's super smart. She's super smart. Okay.
What I meant like an asteroid breaking off.
No, I know. I know what you mean.
Part of the Earth just went somewhere.
No, I mean, some people. I think the theory is that they literally left.
With water.
They literally were advanced because there are.
Man, I don't believe that. I believe like.
From a different planet.
No, a little chunk breaking off and then going.
And they're just holding on, going on, and then they figured out life better. Yep. Yeah, I don't see that, but anyone's.
I like that theory. But not with the Big Bang.
That's Pangea.
Pangea.
Okay, so what kind of powers do you think they would have?
I'm so upset for saying Big Bang.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
I'm so tired.
It's okay. Your gems are still there. They're holding on for dear life. Every time you blink, I'm like, doesn't that hurt?
Okay.
Do you think they would have like superpowers or like powers that we don't have?
I could
like
see that.
Mind reading.
I could see that.
Right?
That'd be scary though. Because then how would I be like? How would I kill them?
Yeah, because they can read your mind. They'll be like, this bitch is coming up.
This cute little pet of mine, it's trying to kill me.
Yeah, so
that's cute. Or like if they like have.
Think about it. What kind of powers?
Telekinesis.
What a perfect segue into my next bit. So, like literally that.
Like you throw bullets and they're just like, bitch.
Yeah. So there's other things. I wonder what other things are there. Like I don't think they would be able to fly. Like are like levitating.
I don't know. Anything's possible.
That's
what I've learned in this lifetime. Anything's possible.
But like logistically.
What if like the Loch Ness monster is an alien?
Well,
or Bigfoot.
The fact that we have not like
there's so many things.
That much of the ocean. Like I forget what the percentage is.
Yeah,
like we've only like
huge.
30% or something.
That's the scary part. If they come out of the ocean, nah.
That's why they changed the name.
I don't know why that freaks me out more than the air.
It used to be UFO, unidentified flying object. Then they changed it to UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? Because it wasn't object anymore.
Right.
It's like a phenomenon because it could be anything. And then now it's unidentified anomalic phenomenon or something like that. So basically they're admitting that they don't know and they think like there's all types of evidence and there's all types of like witness testimony saying that they could be coming from the ocean as well. Like imagine if they have a base in the ocean. Like imagine that.
Like Atlantis.
Like Atlantis. Yeah.
The Bermuda Triangle. It was like the Bermuda Circle.
Too far from us.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh man, if that's like their home base, then we're screwed.
I don't think so. I feel like their home base would be in like the deepest.
Oh my god, imagine like inside volcanoes or something like that.
Yeah, like underwater volcanoes. Or you're saying
or just like inside volcanoes, or
that'd be
like
crazy.
inside the Earth.
Yeah. Now we're getting into flat Earth territory.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the government doesn't want us talking about flat Earth, so it shut off our camera. So we'll just move along from that. Okay, so you said that telekinesis, right?
Yeah.
So I found this guy, this young man on Instagram.
That he can do it?
I don't know.
Can he?
I don't know.
Because it's okay. So this is a different freaking subject, but qigong. is crazy.
What's Qigong?
I'm not gonna
get into it
because it's
I'll Google it and put it up on there.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chinese medicine another.
Yeah, and that'd be cool getting into like the.
But I've seen some crazy stuff with Qigong. I'm like, yo, what? How are they able to do that?
Yeah,
freaking chi, man.
So let me
building up your chi.
Screen record this. So, I've been wanting to show you this, and I've been holding out. So this is him when he was age 16. And a lot of people have...
Yo, that's Qigong! That's literally Qigong, yo.
Can you relax?
Big.
So, yeah, stuff like that where, like...
I could... Okay, I actually believe in this stuff.
Right? So, he's been trying it since he was young, like, for years and years. And, like, he's showing, like, where he was at 16 to 19. Hold on, I gotta go to his thing. There's so many things on...
It's just that, it's like, why would you not, like...
So some people have debunked the tinfoil thing because like, but the way he does it is way different than I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it where they like that. Like I've seen people do it where they do it and you can definitely tell that it's like the air from their hand. But when he does like the stuff he does, I'm like, how is he doing this? So when I watch this,
it's wild. I don't know, man. I believe in. Wow, that's crazy.
And I don't know if it was a gimmick, but there's one video where he's like trying it and his nose starts bleeding. So this is...
Yo, this is some Stranger Things type of ordeal.
Yeah, and I think that's from like in Stranger Things, her nose bleeds when she does it. Like stuff like that where it's like...
I kind of believe this, though.
Yeah, me too.
And a lot of people don't, but I've seen...
And like, I don't know if it's fake. Like, I don't know. I tried to look into...
Like, how can you do it that far and it be like...
Right? It's like there's no strings. That one's not the wind because the way it moves, it's like the wind would take a second to get there and he's barely moving his hands.
I don't know. I have to, like, look at it more.
That one has water in it. He's looking he's looking straight like a sensei right there. So when I watched this, I
don't know, man. I've seen some crazy stuff with Qigong and whatever. Like, you can think whatever you want, but I feel like I kind of have to, like...
Believe it
because I've seen so many things with acupuncture and even just people doing acupuncture. There's like so many techniques where, like, for example, even I've done acupuncture and there will be a specific way, like if I don't breathe properly or like, and I've practiced Qigong for 5 years, but it's, I mean, some people have practiced it their entire life. And whenever I do a specific type of needling and I don't do the proper breath work to match it, sometimes like I will bruise the patient or like I will know like, oh, this isn't as like as good of a treatment as I normally would be able to do.
Yeah.
So, and I can tell the difference in like the different levels of where like we're trying to find the chi when we insert the needle.
You can feel it, and it's supposed to just be more of like an energetic thing.
Yeah, so you have to kind of practice like how far you're gonna insert the needle.
Mm-hmm.
So you practice that for a long time. So it's like becoming aware of something that I think a lot of people overlook, and that's why it seems so radical to see things like that. But if you hone in something, like we're all energy, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's science based at that point. Like you conduct electricity through your body. So like I feel like that can extend to a certain...
Yeah, it's like if you practice enough and you really like...
I just think that the mind is like
he's been trying this since, I don't know if before he was 16, but he has videos from 16 to now. And I think he's like 20 or something.
But the power of the mind is so... Like, we still don't know a lot of things because the brain is capable of so many things.
Yeah.
So...
Like, they've talked about the placebo effect or a placebo and how you can give someone a placebo and your mind and body, or your brain and your body, will actually create the same chemical compound that you were...
As if it's like
the
real?
Actual medicine, yeah. Like, or it's an actual thing. And I've heard my friend.
Not saying that acupuncture is a placebo effect because.
No. I mean
that's actual like science.
Yeah, it's totally
it's
backed
physical.
by things, and you're touching nerves, and you're like, there's so many points, and it makes it when you actually look into it, it makes complete sense. What I'm saying though, the placebo thing
is
more
like sugar pills, and then people like get better and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if you tell them that they're gonna get better and that this pill is gonna like do this, and it's actually like your body is capable of actually creating a chemical to help and heal yourself without you actually needing it. So like one of the things,
power of the mind is wild.
So I feel like aliens, if they are advanced, they could probably like heal themselves quicker, because I feel like they would be able to like have more control of that. Like if they've figured out how to,
I mean, if everything is energy, then they have to be energy driven.
Yeah,
like and electrical.
And if they can figure out like how to travel through space without like normal propulsion, like without like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's some physics that maybe they have figured out that we're just like E equals MC squared.
Yeah, like this is something crazy. Like,
yeah, that we haven't figured. Like, imagine
like, think about
science.
A rocket. Think about a rocket. What it takes to get to space. How big and powerful it is. How much fuel it takes. And then think about one of the things they saw was a Tic Tac. With nothing on the outside, no windows, no nothing, just a Tic Tac flying super
like
fast.
An orb.
And this is like real testimony. They have a video that people talk about.
It's wild to me.
Yeah, it's insane. It really is. And so like the telekinesis thing, like it's not UFO. It's not like it's not in the same like subject, but at the same time, it's like it's just amazing that if that's real, like if what he's doing is real, because I've
seen things like that.
Because there's been a lot of people doing like bending spoons and stuff, or doing stuff like that, and they've been debunked. Like and like this is like going back to like I think the 70s or the 60s, where like they claim they could do it, and then they get debunked so fast. Like when they have to do it in front of people. So like I haven't heard much about him. I want to do some more research on him. But as far as I looked, like I really couldn't find much other than his videos.
Yeah.
Like, and people in the comments, which I'm not gonna go by what comments say, because people are just in there either like totally believing it or totally just being like, oh, you have magnets in the bottom of this. You got.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what to believe, but I could see it. Like I still believe in Qigong.
Yeah.
Because I've just seen too many things, and also in person, that I'm just like, science doesn't explain certain things.
Yeah, it can only explain it to a certain extent.
And then it's like,
and you have to kind of like
then you're just kind of stuck with like the, I don't know, realization that like we don't know everything.
Yeah.
So. And
like I think that's like what we were talking about with paranormal stuff, where it's like if you believe it and you're open to it, you end up dealing with it more. Like you might feel more things, or you might feel like you can see ghosts, or you've had an issue with like ghosts, like when your friend came here, our friend now, when she came here, she was like, I get weird energy here, and she's had like crazy paranormal experiences and like at her old place, and like when she told me about it, I was like, oh, that's pretty intense. And like her whole family had the same experience, except for different variations of it. Like, and so it's just there's so much to unpack. And wow, what a great episode. What an amazing episode to talk about some crazy stuff. Yeah. But I think because like our podcast is pretty grounded. We like to talk about our personal experiences and kind of like, I don't know, talk about things that people can relate to, like our high school and like school experiences, how I was growing up, and like our green flags, red flag, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm excited to keep doing the podcast because I want to see how this like develops. But I also was like, we have to do like a weird fun episode where it's like, let's talk about some crazy stuff.
And maybe in October we'll do some like spooky.
Yeah, well, I want to get her on here and to talk about her experiences. Like
maybe we'll go somewhere else.
Ooh, we'll do like some spooky stuff.
Ooh.
Because it's September, so it's not spooky.
No, not yet. In October, though.
Yeah. October's coming up. So yeah, hopefully you guys hopefully you guys enjoyed this quirky, fun thing. But it's real. It's super real. Don't tell me it's fake, because it's not, because the government says it's real. And don't
take that away from him.
Yeah. And if if the government fakes an alien invasion, just know that we love you. and that
I'm gonna survive.
Yeah, she's gonna survive, and I'm just gonna be chilling, trying to like find the sexy aliens.
All right. Shall we kiss?
No, we're not doing that for the internet.
Ciao, que te vaya bien.
Que te vaya bien. Thank you for watching.
High five.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.